to season 2 of 101 with Sylvia The Siren. This season, you know we had to kick it off in a big way. On this episode, joining us today is a powerhouse in both comedy and broadcast radio, Radio Big Mack. You know him from 94.7 The Block in NYC and Wildin' Out, where he's been bringing nonstop laughs, sharp commentary, and undeniable energy to the airwaves. But when he's off the mic, he's in the front row, living and breathing the world of professional wrestling as one of the game's most passionate superfans. Had a great time with my big brother on today's episode of 101 with Sylvia The Siren.
Yeah, y'all know it's your man Radio Big Mack from that Wildin' Out, that Mac Down Report, that 94.7 The Block. Make sure y'all lock in Sylvia The Siren.
Yo, I got Radio Big Mack on 101 with Sylvia The Siren. You know I've been waiting.
Yeah.
All right, before we kick off on 101, I just need to ask how you been doing and how has your mental been this past month? Because I see you've been busy, but I just want to talk about your mental health right now.
That's not a question men get asked. My life motto is big, black, and blessed. So that's what I go through every day. Anytime some life should be happening. Am I allowed to curse on this?
You definitely can.
Okay. Yeah, anytime some life shit happens, you just remind yourself you're big, black, and blessed. Now, some people, they can swap out the B's for whatever works for them. It could be beautiful. It could be, buoyant. It could be bougie, whatever the 3 B's work for you, you make that your own. But for me, it's big, black, and blessed every day.
Awesome. You've been doing your thing. I admire you so much, not only with you just being a comedian, but you being a wrestling fan. So yeah, we're going to dabble into a lot of that today because most of my questions, of course, are going to be wrestling based. But the first question I want to kick off with you, Big Mac, is every wrestling fan remembers their exact moments that they got hooked. Okay. What is the earliest wrestling memory, or what was the moment you officially fell in love with pro wrestling?
All right. So I got 2 because my story is a little unconventional because I watched it in like middle school, back in the Attitude Era. I just remember being at my boy's house and the 1-2-3 Kid was on, who ended up being like X-Pac later on. He was on there and I was watching it and I remember I was like, oh, they whooping each other's ass. And I got into it back then, I was watching it, The Rock, Mankind, like that era and stuff. And then I stopped watching for 20 years. Maybe even longer than 20 years. Like I didn't start watching again until 2024. And what got me back there is because life be life and shit. And especially when you get adult, like shit gets depression. You need some type of like, what's your outlet, whatever. And I used to see TikTok videos of like the bloodline storyline. I thought it was cool as shit that they all related. And it's Rikishi's kids and the Rock's cousins and all these people that fucking I grew up watching. And now it's their kids. And I thought that was dope that they kind of like interacted with each other and still lived their real lives on there. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. And then I saw Joe Hendry videos and he went from like a nobody technically to like one of the biggest names just off of believing in himself and putting his own videos out and just growing. And I was just like, yo, what they doing over there in this wrestling thing? So then I got more into watching the Sati Zaps and the Sati Zaps or whatever, and and the CVV videos and stuff, and that it was catching me up on what was going on there. The next thing you know, I got cool with some wrestlers because of Wildin' Out. So I got tickets to the show, and then I went to a show, and then I was like, oh, now we here now. We locked in. And then now I'm here. Too invested now.
It's funny, me and you are similar because I grew up in the Attitude Era. I'm a big Stone Cold Steve Austin girl. That is my goat. And I was watching that era with him and The Rock. Then I stopped. For a long period of time. Then Total Divas came out. I started watching Total Divas and it got me back invested. But when Total Divas came on, I was in college. So when you're in college, you don't watch no TV because it's always something to do on the yard.
You want liquor and sex. That's it.
Yes. Yes. Or like, it's always something to do like on campus. So I kind of fell off. And then I got back into it when I met my husband back in 2017. He got me back on. I was like, well, I'm a Total Divas fan. I used to watch it. He's like, you did? So that's when he kind of like got me back on, caught up to what was going on. So I had to do a lot more research. I had to go back. I had to kind of understand exactly what were the pivotal moments that happened in wrestling to catch myself up to what's going on currently. So it was the same thing for me too. Now it's funny you brought up the Joe Hendry situation. I'll never forget when you made a TikTok with you and Joe Hendry. That shit was so funny. And you was interviewing him. I was like, oh my God, you about to interview Joe Hendry. I thought that was super dope. How was he?
Joe Hendry was dope. And what's funny is I didn't expect to meet him that day at all. I was just there, and at the radio station I was working at the time, one of the guys in the building was a wrestling fan. Shout out to Josh Martinez, and he got a lot of wrestlers that come in there, and they was like, yo, I know you into wrestling, whatever. They got a guy, Joe Hendry, coming up there. And I had already been like obsessed at that time with watching his videos and shit. I used to sing the intro and all that shit. So when they said that, I was like, no way. And literally I said, okay, I'll hit that corner and I seen him, and the joy, there's a video too, the joy in my face when I saw this man, because you know what it is with him? It's like he's the definition of like just bet on yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you see somebody that go from damn near nothing, like a nobody or whatever, to for him eventually going to fucking WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble and now the main event. You know what I mean? It's just like that American dream that, especially as an adult, you tend to stop believing in so much. It's like it still shows you like, nah, you put in the effort, you put in the work, believe in yourself, and now you get anything you want.
No, I feel it. We had Joe on the channel, and it was crazy. We had got Joe literally before WrestleMania last year, before like the whole noise that he had came and was the mystery opponent to Randy Orton. So it was good. I could tell that day he did like a lot of interviews, but most of the things that he talked about was him like starting off like as the musician and him really like coming from nothing, exactly like what you stated. So I enjoyed him, and I hope he does more. I just want to see him in more storylines currently, because I know right now they're put him in like the comedic role when it comes to creative, but I do want to see more from him because he like came from nothing and betted on himself coming through the TNA situation through NXT and now to the main roster. I think that's super dope.
Yeah, I think with him, because they just had him in the gauntlet for the the number one contender for the Intercontinental, which obviously ended up going to Gable. But I think right now, until they find a lane for him specifically, I think him doing those comedic roles is keeping him, still relevant. And people, when he did the Logan Paul, Fire Logan Paul song, that shit was crazy. So I think, until they do get a valid, like a legit storyline for him to build off of, I think the way he's contributing now is like, in a way, it is him. I think they need to add more to the, because like when he was with NXT, I thought it was hilarious where you actually had to say his name and he would pop up places.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they're not doing that too much now, but I think if they go back to that, like him popping out of fridges and showing up in offices and cakes and stuff like that, like I think that too will add more of who Joe is and what kind of made him what he is today.
No, I totally agree. Now, I got to ask you, do you remember your very first live wrestling show or pay-per-view you attended in person? What was the energy like in the arena and who was on the card?
It was literally, and my 39 years on this earth, I didn't go to a live wrestling event until 2024, WrestleMania Night 2 in Philly.
You had a treat. You definitely had a treat. You was there for when Cody finished his story.
That was Cody finishing the story. That was Bubba Ray was the guest referee for the tag match.
Yes.
That was what's it called? The Undertaker popping up. And what's crazy is I wasn't locked in like I am now, so I didn't know any of the storylines that was going on. I think I walked in, and if I'm not mistaken, Damian Priest had just cashed in the Money in the Bank.
If I could recall, I believe that did happen. Or was it no? I believe it was it was Drew that did it.
It was either Drew or Damien and Drew. Like I said, I wasn't locked in at the time.
No, Drew won against Seth, if I'm not mistaken, and then Damien cashed in. I'm gonna have to say that was probably the best WrestleMania right now, like in the last decade. I will say. So if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's what happened. It's been like what 3 years now.
As somebody at that time that had only been back in it for like a couple months, if that, I was thoroughly entertained. I was like I said, I didn't know.
You was in for a treat. That was a really good WrestleMania.
It was amazing. I had floor seats. I was actually underneath the camera, the hard camera. I had to move a bunch of times because I'm so tall, and the hard camera kept going. I had to duck and I had to do all that. But the Undertaker walked past me when he did his sneak in. I said, "Oh, he told us." I said, "Oh, that looked like Taker." I saw Stephanie McMahon. I walking through the tunnel. I saw Diamond Dallas Page. Like, it was dope. I linked up with Big E for a second. Like, I was like, "Oh my God, this is a vibe," and the chants and the atmosphere and then the rock pop and the Cena pop. Like, oh no, I'm here now. We ain't going nowhere. We locked in.
No, you that was a good one. I will say that was probably one of my favorite WrestleManias in the last like 4 years. That WrestleMania was like top tier for sure. Now I gotta ask you, growing up, you from Jersey, right?
Yep.
What part of Jersey?
I'm right outside of Philly in Camden.
Okay, perfect. Now, were you strictly growing up WWE, WWF kid, or was you ECW, WCW, or did you do like the local scene back in the day?
I was strictly WWE because I didn't have cable in my room, so I could only watch SmackDown on UPN at the time. I believe it was Thursday night. Yeah.
I remember those days.
That's when you didn't have cable. You could only get certain channels. You get ABC, you get UPN, I think maybe Fox, and then like NBC or something. So that's the only one I could really watch because Raw came on USA, and that was a cable channel.
Yeah, cable back then was like too expensive compared to how it is now. You got all these streaming sites. So yeah, I remember the UPN days.
Yeah. Yep.
So tell me, who was your all-time favorite wrestler, male or female?
In real life, Stone Cold Steve Austin is the GOAT. Okay, you know what I mean? Like his pop is unmatched. When he was doing the what, when he was a heel, when he was a babyface, when he would just come out, Stone Cold stunner somebody and leave. The milk trucks, like it was the beer trucks, all that. The Stone Cold's it. But in my top 5, I don't know the order, but in my top 5, my favorite is The Godfather.
Why?
Because he had the whole train. Like,
The Godfather.
Why would I want to fight a match when I could party with the whole train? That was his mentality. He didn't care if he won. He didn't care if he lost. He came out and be like, "Yo, what are we doing, bro? We fighting when we have these ladies there?" And even if he lost, he still had the ladies.
That's true. So you like his character work. That's what it was.
He come out there and do his little walk and then turn around and tell the hoes to come on. What? That was it. And I was a kid, and I'm like, "Oh, he got all the women."
Baby, for real. Nah, for real. As a kid, him having all those women, and then he would lose a fight after a fight. Come on, yeah, nah.
Look at all the other factions and groups. It's a bunch of dudes. Why would I want to fight in my drawers with a bunch of niggas?
Nah, I feel it. That's a good.
And
that's a good way to put it.
With women, that if he loses a fight, still gets women. There's girls now that if they boyfriend gets their ass whooped on the street, he's not getting sex. The Godfather's getting sex from multiple.
That's true.
He's a hero. He's an American hero.
What they say that he got one hole every other day. He got a different every match, a different hole every other match. So
every time I saw him, I said, "Oh, that's not the same host from last week."
No, I feel it. I feel it. No, I do. I do like him, Enric. I did always like that character of him, and like he was a pivotal guy in the Attitude Era for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you had to choose one match that represents like the absolute peak of professional wrestling, what's your favorite match of all time?
I don't. I don't know if I have a favorite match of all time,
Okay.
so to speak, because I did miss so much of it. Like I'm not one of those people. Like I can't be like, oh, WrestleMania 29 and this
Yeah,
and
no.
like I don't, I can't do
Yeah.
that for you.
Yeah.
But I can
No,
tell
I
you
get it.
that for me, especially growing up, I was huge on the hardcore title. And I loved the 24/7 rule, not the 24/7 title that came later on. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the real hardcore title that was all broken up and it was on the line all day long. It changed hands 6 times in one episode. Like that's what I used to love. That me and my friends used to in school. We used to live by that. We would be in the hallway and somebody would jump somebody, and then you start a fight, and then you'd have to get it refed and then pinned. Like it was, we got in trouble a lot because of that
Right.
damn hardcore. So I think that I can't speak on an actual match, but I can tell you like
Yeah.
stuff like that I love. Like the Stone Cold and Booker T in the supermarket. Like those type of things is like, yeah, now this is what I
That's the
love
best
about this.
promo. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Nobody's like touching that promo segment at all. Booker T
Yeah,
and Stone Cold.
it's unmatched.
Only thing I wish out of that situation is that they had a match together at WrestleMania. They both have said that in multiple interviews, is that they love working with each other when it came to that promo segment, and that they wish
Right.
they had a WrestleMania match. Like that was too iconic for like at that time creative to not even think of putting that on WrestleMania. Like they missed the plot when it came to that situation for sure. But no, that's something different because nobody has ever really brought up about the hardcore era when it came to that situation. So I kind of like that you kind of were outside the box when it came to that.
And it was great because that gave people opportunities that would never win a title,
Yes.
where they could slide in there, get a pin for 2 seconds, and be like, I'm the champ. And then somebody else knocked him out, and then bam, that ain't a champ.
No, I agree. So that I do like that because at that time now it's given more opportunity compared to how it is right now. Barely anybody can get an opportunity if you ain't the go-to guys. You know what I'm
I mean, it's
saying?
tougher now, but also
It's tough
too,
now.
it's a lot more people now. You know what I
Yes.
mean? They got a lot of, they got a lot of different personalities and storylines that they can go with. So I'm sure managing all of them is a little hard. That's why I think NXT is so well put together because it's one show and you got this many people. You know what I mean? You don't have two shows. You're not building for 90 different, PLEs every other, month and stuff like that. So you kind of take it with a grain of salt,
That's a good way to put it because that's what brings me to this next question I want to ask you is like, who is one wrestler from an era that you feel doesn't get enough credit for their contributions to the business?
Chelsea Green.
Say it louder. Hold on. Say it louder.
Deserves a title.
Hey, hold on, X. Put the camera on him real quick. I need you to say that louder for me.
Let me know. Listen here. The president, my president, Chelsea Green, deserves number one, her Secret Harvest back, and number two, deserves the Universal WWE Women's Championship.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love Chelsea Green. That's my girl. Chelsea came on the channel, and when I tell you, I see world championship for her. Seriously. I think personally she should have held on to the title, the United States champion title, longer than she did. Yeah, she got it twice, but she only had it for a short period of time.
Yeah, I'm saying the second time she lost it mad quick to I think Julia was or somebody or Zelina or somebody that didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
Right.
I personally felt like they did not give her a chance to really like do her stuff because it was so many times where she had so many opportunities to go against women from NXT, mid low carders, to really elevate that title. But I wish they would have gave her the same grace like they gave Becky Lynch, with Becky Lynch elevating the Intercontinental Championship Women's title, like they gave Chelsea Green. I'm telling you, like, yeah.
Every situation you put Chelsea in, she takes the most out of it and makes it incredible.
I agree.
Like literally, whether they put her on NXT with Ethan Page, which was absolutely brilliant.
We talked about that when she was here too. That was
absolutely brilliant. Between her going to AAA, between her being on the main roster, like wherever you put her, she's like, all right, cool, yeah, I might take these losses, but look, they gonna be cheering for me at some point during this match. And it's like, how do you not pull the trigger on somebody like that? Even now with this whole, and I don't want to get into it because it's gonna get me irritated. I don't understand it, but I just accept that interim championship thing they got going on in here.
Let's talk about it.
I didn't even know they do something like that. I done seen a lot of people get injured and had to take some time off, and either they gave away the title or they held it for too long. But I never heard we're gonna give the title to somebody else until this person come back, then we're gonna give them back the title. I don't know. But even if that is the situation, this is the perfect time to give the title to somebody that you don't really believe in, well, you say you don't believe in, and let them show you that they deserve this. So it's like, okay, cool. If you don't believe in Chelsea the way that we all believe in her, give her the title now. And then if it doesn't work out, when Rhea comes back, you're going to take the title off her anyway. But at least give her the chance to see what she can do, because we're all asking for it.
Yes. I agree. My conundrum when it comes to that situation, because we already know anytime somebody that's a champion that has a massive injury, the rule is to relinquish the title. It's been going on for so long. So I wonder if they're going to offer that same grace to Naomi when she get back, because technically Naomi never lost her title. But
I mean, they didn't do it for Seth.
That's true. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying I get it. It's Rhea Ripley. She has the relationship with the athletes. Everybody wants her. Everybody loves her. But we got to offer the same type of grace for the other ones that took place. You know what I'm saying? I kind of don't like the interim situation either. And I know me and my team, we're going to talk about it when we go live on Wednesday. And basically my whole take, and I'm going to say this, my whole take is that it doesn't make sense, because whoever you crown, you're going to cheat them out of them being able to conquer their character work, their in-ring skills, to really show and prove that they're worth being the champion. So it's like, okay, they can have a good reign going on, and not to say Rhea might be forgettable, but then when Rhea come back, now I got to hand the title back over to you. Like, what sense does that make? I feel like there could have been a different way they could have went about the situation. I just think she should have relinquished the title and then got in the back of the line and did it over like everybody else has. Like, work for your title back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't like it.
Now, what could be good, or however they play this, you know what I mean, is that, like, let's say you give the title whoever you give it to, and then Rhea comes back, and then she's like, okay, I'm back now, you're interim, now I'm here, so give me my title. And maybe that person's like, no, I've been doing my thing, you've been gone, I know it was supposed to be temporary, but now, no, I'm here. So if you want this title from me, you got to take it. And then maybe that'll build a storyline with whoever gets the title, like long term.
I like that. I just hope it makes sense, because it's like now it seems like injuries is what's messing up a lot of the pivoting of the situation when it comes to these storylines. But it's like that, yeah. And I feel like a lot of them, speaking of the vision, I feel like a lot of them are not even happy with how the character work is going with that situation. Because I know Bronson had said something about that too in a recent interview. But yeah, I just think they just need to be a little bit more better when it comes to the creative. But I will be interested in seeing if something like that does go down when it comes to Rhea when she comes back. Because I feel like Rhea will need to work back for her title to give us the understanding of why the title belongs to her and you're just an interim, Right.
But so here's the thing though. Let's say that is the route they go.
Yeah, okay.
You got to give the title to somebody who the crowd is going to get behind of them not giving up the title. And I think Chelsea would be somebody that would be perfect for that, because she's the underdog. And as big as Rhea is, it's like if Chelsea gets that moment and she shines, the audience is gonna be like, nah, she let her rock.
Yeah. I could see that. I definitely could see Chelsea Green like really taking over. I'm a huge fan of her. So I agree with you on that. I'm glad me and you are discussing that because I know I'm going to
Right
discuss it
here,
with my
yeah.
team. Yeah, but it's just good to get like another take of the situation because I thought I was the only one that kind of wasn't agreeing with the interim situation. But then I was like, okay, yeah, I understand it's Rhea Ripley, but it's like I didn't think about Chelsea Green being a perfect, person or candidate to be able to be a part of that storyline with Rhea because I have not seen them two interact at all. I don't know
Right. And
what it is. That's crazy.
they've had little moments, I think, here and there, but nothing like on paper, whatever. But I think that would be good. Like if Rhea comes back and she has that attitude, like, I'm here, that's my title. Like, come on, just give it up. Like, you don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like she's,
Yeah.
better than Chelsea. And Chelsea kind of hesitates, and then she goes, no, I think I'll hold on to it. And then the
Right.
crowd go crazy, like, what? He's like, no, I think I've been doing it good. The people believe it. So no, if you want it, you got to work for it. And then it starts their feud, and then that'll turn Rhea heel for a little bit, and
Yeah.
it gives Chelsea the bump that she needs, and then it all worked out.
I agree. I like that. I gotta definitely clip this part because honestly, I feel like that would be perfect. That has to happen for sure. Now, I want to switch gears with you. You had a busy weekend, okay? You had the privilege of attending Fanatics Fest in NYC. How was that experience for you?
It's overwhelming. That Fanatics Fest is a lot going on. You know what I mean? Between I only went Sunday because Sunday was the WWE SummerSlam kickoff event that they did. So I was like, if I'm gonna just do all my wrestling stuff, because I don't, it's cool to see all the other stuff, but I'm really there for the wrestling stuff. Right. So I'm like, all right, I don't need 4 days of it because they only have but so many things as far as activities to do. Now, if you want to do like the podcast and the live shows, then yeah, every day there's something different. But for me, I went and did my entrance for the little entrance thing.
Yes.
I tried to do the thing where you jump into the ring, but there's a weight limit to that. So they told me I exceeded the weight limit. So I told them next year.
You're lying. Ain't no way.
I swear on everything. They said the limit was 300. I said, well, cut me out of that. I didn't want to be the one to jump in there and then break it and it's over for everybody. So I was like, nah, it's cool.
No, I see that you also was interacting with a lot of other creators too. One of the creators I sat down with was Manny PYO, such an amazing guy. And I saw that you did like a 60-second interview with him, which was totally dope. I did see your entrance and you came out to Trick with the belt. I need you to hold the belt up real quick for me. Hold the belt.
Yeah. Look at that.
You had the crowd going crazy when you had debuted the belt. How was that feeling like when everybody was in the crowd, saw you come out and they was just like seeing the belt? Like, tell me a little bit about that moment.
I debated going between Trick's entrance and The Godfather because The Godfather, I already told you. But the only reason I didn't do The Godfather is because, one, I didn't have the hoe train. And me just going out there would look weird with no hoe train. I didn't want them to think I was calling myself a hoe. And I just come out there and did it by myself. And then two, Trick is my guy. And I was like, you know what I mean? Of course I want to show love to my guy. But I needed something that too, it wasn't too fast because I'm not a fast person.
Yeah.
As the president of the Fat Lives Matter committee, I like to keep things at a nice stroll. So I needed something that I could stroll to. And the belt is heavy, so I didn't want something where I had to do too much arm things. So, you know what I mean? I could hit the whoop that trick, and it's like a little pace to it.
Nah, I feel it. Did you get a chance to run into Trick when you was there?
No, so we had talked. I talked to him. When did I talk to him? I talked to him Saturday after Saturday Night Main Event, and then I talked to him actually after I posted the thing. But he was moving around so much. This is his first Fanatics Fest, so he got pulled different ways and doing this and that. It was like, go ahead and do your thing, bro. We'll catch up next time.
He was very popular at Fanatics Fest. So many people wanted to see him. He did a lot for the children, and then him and Tyrese Halliburton did the cosplaying together.
Yeah.
I thought that was so dope. Seriously, but I've heard so many mixed emotions about Fanatics Fest. They say it's a lot going on. They say it's very overcrowded. I do need to ask this because I potentially want to attend next year. Is it
Okay.
worth going? Is it a great experience? Do you recommend it for like somebody like myself who is like a creator in that aspect?
I think it depends on what interests you. Like I said, for me, it was more just the WWE stuff.
That's it,
So
yeah.
Sunday is cool for me because Sunday is the day they do whatever day they do the SummerSlam, because they did it last year too, the SummerSlam kickoff event.
Okay.
Whatever they did that's when I'm like, all right, I'll go there, and then you can do all the wrestling stuff usually in one day. But there's other events that wrestlers are part of, like Cody being part of the podcast with Tom Brady, and Roman was part of Jalen Brunson. Like there's other things they're involved with other days. So if that interests you, again, like there's a lot to do. Is tons of activities, tons of guests. If you are into like buying the pictures to take with people or the autographs, there's a shit ton of people there for that. So it's really what you're.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So I want to talk about like, our intersection into radio. Now with wrestling, you got comedy, radio. Why do you think pro wrestling crossover appeal is bigger right now than it's ever been?
I think I can only speak for me.
Yeah.
I think now the access, because like I said, I caught up with TikTok. You know what I mean? Like now you got TikTok, you got YouTube, you got Instagram clips, you got Facebook, you got all these different ways where you can see what's going on, even if you don't watch it live. So even little things here and there. And now even with these podcasts, like with CVV, like, he's doing all these interviews and these wrestlers talking about shit that like I watched growing up as a kid. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that. And then they got the dark side of the ring, and then they have, Unreal. Like I think it's just so much access.
Yeah.
That the product itself is easier for people to find. And then plus now you got the generation of people that grew up watching it that had kids, and then they conditioned their kids to watch it.
I agree.
When I was younger, yeah, there was fans, but it wasn't the amount of fans that there was now. So like the generation before me, there wasn't as many people conditioning my generation to watch it. Yeah. My generation, that Attitude Era was when I feel like it was really starting to really get like the mainstream looks and stuff like that. But before that, it was like, yeah, if you were a wrestling fan, you were a wrestling fan, but you weren't watching commercials and they weren't crossover in all these TV shows and movies. There was moments, but it wasn't as big as it is now.
No, that makes sense, because I remember when I got back into wrestling, Total Divas was kind of catching me up just a little bit, but not so much. But then YouTube started having clips, but the YouTube only had clips of the matches. So that's why I was getting myself more familiar with like, the technique of wrestling, like what's a good match, what's a 5-star match,
right?
All sorts of things of that nature when it came to strictly watching clips off of YouTube, because we didn't have TikTok, we didn't have Facebook or nothing like that catering to wrestling. So that's how I was able to catch back on. But then when it, now it's starting to be more popular with Unreal. Shout out to CVV. I swear, Chris is like the GOAT when it comes to like really knowing history and diving into that journalism aspect of when it comes to knowing like history of certain wrestlers. Unreal 2, I just have a little bit of an issue with Unreal because of the side of the fan base that loves the kayfabe of it all. Because now it's so much access that is being exposed, like in Gorilla and everything like that. That's the only thing with Unreal, but I watch it for journalism purposes. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I look at it as like, just because Santa's not real don't mean you can't believe in the Christmas spirit.
That's a good analogy. I agree.
We watch movies all the time. We see behind the scenes of movies, but we still cried when fucking Lil Saint died. We still, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. No, I
you know,
agree.
at the end of John Q, we know Denzel ain't go to jail, but we still got teary eyed when that, you know, when that happened and the little boy got his heart and did like that. We know what's real and what's not.
Right.
I know it's scripted. You know what I mean? I watch Unreal and still will be watching Monday like, damn, I can't tell if this Twitter argument is real or not between these wrestlers. I can't tell if they doing that promo, if they got personal, if it's real or not. Like that doesn't ruin it for me. If you let that ruin it for you, that's on you. That's your choice.
That's true.
When I tell people, when I do comedy and I do my stand-up shows, I start every show the same way. I tell people, I will give you great energy if you give me great energy back. If you don't give me great energy, that is a decision you made. You done got dressed, put on your outfit to come out here and have a shitty time. That was a choice you decided to do. If you let fucking behind the scenes of how this was made or this decision fucks up, you believe in this, you gotta work on your imagination.
I agree. That's why I was saying I look at it from that aspect as well, because like Unreal is definitely like, it might be tearing down the curtain a little bit, but it's also giving you an idea open on how they're coming up with certain storylines and why certain superstars were selected for this type of storyline. So I enjoy it, but I think the whole thing, oh, it's knocking over kayfabe. We could still live in the kayfabe moment, but again, like you said, it's how you interpret it, it's how you take it when it comes to the situation. So no, I agree.
I tell people, my aunt is the queen. Well, she'll be like, I can't believe you watch that fake stuff for that. And I say, guess what? You watch Living Single, and here's the secret. Queen Latifah does not own a magazine. Okay? That's just a spoiler.
I get told that all the time. Why you watch this fake stuff? I never forget. I went to Evolution. I was in my Uber, and he was like, "Where you headed to?" I was like, "Oh, I'm heading to Evolution for WWE." He's like, "Oh, that wrestling? Oh, that's fake." I went off in the car. I'm not gonna lie. I went off on the Uber, and I gave him a 1 star for sure. Yeah,
it's scripted, number one, and two. Who cares?
Exactly.
If it ain't bothering you, like I said, I don't sit there and go and criticize every show you watch. Omari Hardwick does not sell drugs.
And Tyreek is not a gangster.
You think Michael Rainey is killing people? No. But guess what? I watched every episode like, damn, Power Man good.
Yes. No, I agree. Now, I gotta ask you about the Smackdown report. You launched that. Tell me, give me your own unique spin on the business. What made you want to build a dedicated platform for your wrestling commentary and interviews?
The Smackdown report was not planned. I just liked the name. I was like, yo, if I ever do something, because I got to the point where, you know, when you watch wrestling, not everybody watches wrestling. So I was watching wrestling and I was so obsessed and I just needed to talk to people about it. And I was like, you know what? I don't know, I have too many people to talk about it. So I'm just going to record a video and I'm just going to talk to myself. And whoever wants to watch it, by all means, because originally it was called, and if you watch my first couple of videos, it was the NWWA.
Okay.
That's what I was calling, because it was niggas watching wrestling again.
I like that.
And every video I started, I was like, you know, can we talk? Because, you know, niggas watching wrestling again. And then I would just start talking. Then when it started getting a little traction, not crazy, but people would start watching it and kind of figuring out I was a wrestling fan. Then I would see the different races, and people were like, yeah, I like the NWA. And I was I realized not everybody can say the name of what it is. So I was like, maybe I got to change it to a different name. And then I was like, oh, the Smackdown report is fire because of this is the play on SmackDown and my name and all that. But it wasn't supposed to be anything. It wasn't supposed to be what it's kind of morphing into. And even now, the only reason it's what it is now is because of shout out to Tatiana Dumas, who was on LFG season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Me and her got cool just like being fans of each other because I would watch the show and she watched Wildin' Out. So we got Instagram friends, and she one day was just like, she's in town. And I was like, oh, you want to come talk wrestling? Like, I'd love to have you on. And she
Yeah.
was like, yeah. And then the day she came up, like, I literally created the logo and everything all within the same day. So I was like, at least it'll look legit. Like I had something like I've been doing. But no, even now I've done like 4 or 5 episodes, like talking to different, people in the industry. And I'm not even sure if that's how I want the show to be. I kind of just wanted to talk wrestling. So like it may morph to me just talking how I used to talk about SmackDown and NXT and Raw every day. I don't know. It's literally I'm just winging it. I just love
But that's a good thing,
the
though.
culture now. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
happy. Like wrestling makes me happy. So it's just like I just want to talk about it.
I like the SmackDown, like it's so dope. Like the SmackDown report, like SmackDown. That
Yeah,
was hard. I really
the
like
fist
that.
pause is when like I told you, I could only watch SmackDown because I didn't have cable. So SmackDown, that fist under the SmackDown, that was so legendary to me.
Yes,
That is
it
my
is.
favorite. It was so unique, and I don't even actually know. And I saw somewhere where that's like the Big Show's fist or something like that, which was pretty cool to learn.
I gotta find that out because I did not know that. That's
Yeah,
something new
I
to
saw a
me.
video or something where they said like that was the Big Show's fist, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Oh
But
man, I
like,
gotta
I
find
was
that
like,
out.
yeah, if I'm gonna do something like that, like I said, incorporating the fist in it, I was like, it just worked out perfectly in my brain.
No, I like it. I like it because it definitely. That's why when I saw the hand, I was like, "Oh, that's SmackDown old logo." I love
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
love that. So I got a last question about the SmackDown report. Who would you want to go one on one with? It could be past, present. Like who's at the top of your list that you want to interview or go one on one with?
Honestly, it's just the people I like right now. I like I said, the Chelsea Greens. I like the Otises, the Raquel. I think Raquel should get the heavyweight championship on Raw, but that's a whole other conversation too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just like like I said, I'm just such a fan. I'm not even doing this as a quote unquote journalist or a radio guy or interviewer. It's
Right.
just somebody that locks in every Monday, every Tuesday, every Friday, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays, depending on the PLE. And it's
Yeah.
just, I want to talk to people that I'm watching. It's no different than if somebody saw Denzel or fucking, you know what I mean? Like Timothy Chalamet on the street and it was like, oh, tell me about what you do. Or how was it this? Or this is something I'm watching every Monday. I'm like, yo, like, so when you were attacking this person, like, or when you did this promo, like, it's just, I'm just literally, this is all just a fan, from a fan to a fan type of thing.
No, I get it. It's so fun for me. Like I love just like wrestling. Like wrestling has changed my life. Like when I was pregnant with my son, that's all I watched because I really had a tough pregnancy and what was getting me through my pregnancy was wrestling. Seriously. So
Mm.
I could understand that you're doing it for the love of it. And that's what makes, and that's where I feel like when it comes to like creators now that are wrestling and content creators, they got to do it for the fun of it instead of like the rage baiting. Cause we have this whole IWC situation that's going on where they're making wrestling so negative. So I could understand why you do it for the love of it because nowadays you got ones that are just doing it for the clicks and the baiting and
Yeah,
all
I don't
that.
care about the clicks. And
Yeah.
even like there's a girl, I think her name is Aaliyah V Wrestling, I
That's my
believe.
that's my girl right there. Oh my God. Aaliyah V Wrestling was on one-on-one with me. Oh my God, I love her down.
I love her because she has the same mindset as me where it's like I'm just a fan of watching it. Like, yes, there's plenty of people that go into like the creative and it's like, oh, well, why they do this? Why they do that? And yeah, I have my moments too where I'm like, I don't really understand where it's going. But at the end of the day, I still enjoy the ride. Even if I don't agree the direction we're going with, I'm like, I just enjoy being in the car and just going where
Same.
we're going.
She is amazing. Her storytelling, her just, oh my God, she is
No,
amazing.
she goes on live on TikTok I'll jump in her live and I'll either hold conversations and type questions or I'll just sit there and just watch because like I said, I just like we're in the world now. The world is so fucking negative,
Yeah.
and it's like there's you can bitch and complain about so much shit, and it's like, or you can just enjoy what the fuck you got going on. And that's
Right.
kind of how I am. That's how I do my radio show. And that's kind of how she moves too, where she'll even say it. She's like, no, I'm not really on that energy. Like, I'm just more like from the creative and just enjoying it. And that's, I love that about her.
She is amazing. There was one story that this is when Obafemi was on NXT, and she was predicting what would happen with Oba in the title. She was like, Oba is going to relinquish the title and he's going to have it sitting in the ring. That's exactly how he's going to leave NXT to transition to the main roster. Man, she was spot on. When I tell
she
you,
called
like,
that.
yeah, she called that so heavy, and it's a lot of other things that she be calling. I was like, you know what? That makes sense. She, by far, I'm gonna say this, out of all the creators, like top female creators, she is definitely my top 5. I loved collaborating with her. Her, my sister, Lovely Laveau, and Jack the Ripper. Those 3 women, they're Black wrestling content creators. I feel like, honestly, they're amazing to watch. They're not toxic. They spot on with their takes. I really have to give my flowers. And it's no shade to no other like Black wrestling female content creator, but I have to shout those 3 out wholeheartedly because of the type of content that they're pulling out, the knowledge. It's just amazing to watch them at all costs. And I'm so happy that you mentioned Aaliyah, because Aaliyah definitely is the GOAT for sure. Yeah. And she was at Fanatic Fest too. I wish you guys had linked because I saw that you commented on there.
Yeah, I literally was like, I literally had just left and I was in the car and I said, God damn it.
Oh, she's amazing. You will love her. She got to meet Seth Rollins because she's a big Seth Rollins fan, and she got to meet Stephanie McMahon. I
saw the picture. That's crazy.
I said super, super dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we gotta play a game. All right. We gotta play a game. You ready to play a game with me? The game is called, because I know I got you on here for like 50 minutes right now, but I got to do this game with you, okay? It's called Best Aura in WWE, all right? We're going to play this game, all right? So let's get started on that. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta move the camera closer so I can see.
I gotta come up a little bit closer too. So
I'm about to say I'm old now, so let me look in and see what we got going.
All right. So yeah. Okay. So best aura in WWE, we have Sting versus AJ Styles. Who are you going for?
Yeah.
You going for Sting?
I'm going AJ Styles.
AJ Styles? Okay, cool. All right. Next one we got Batista versus Brock Lesnar. Whoa. Who you going for?
Batista. That one's easy for me.
Okay, cool.
There's not one kid growing up that didn't do the even now as an adult.
All right, cool. Jey Uso versus The Undertaker.
I gotta give respect where respect's due because Lord. See, The Undertaker is when you hear that dong, you know what I mean? That's it. But Jay at his peak, that stadium was rocking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 2023, 2022, and definitely 2024. I agree with you on that.
I ain't never seen that like that. But that damn doom.
That's a hard one, ain't it?
I gotta go take her.
Okay.
You know why? You know what the deciding point was? Jay had a whole entrance and he controlled that room and they went crazy. But just that dong, that one sound will shut that whole building down.
You're so witness I gotta give that. You're a witness of that. WrestleMania 40 when he like that.
And I went absolutely ape shit.
All right, this one we got Goldberg versus Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
I agree.
And that's just because I feel like my disdain for Goldberg got a little worse than when I was younger.
No, I agree. I'm not a Goldberg.
The last couple matches was terrible.
Woo! We got Obafemi versus Randy Orton.
Oba.
Okay.
And I don't even think it's close anymore. I have been in stadiums recently with both of them, and
It's not
I've never seen no shit like that over shit.
All right, we got The Rock versus Kurt Angle.
There you go.
That is a tough one.
I gotta go Kurt Angle because that if you smell will fucking shake the block. But I think the final boss character is a little less of a pop than the Attitude Era Rock and even a little after that. But on the other side, that "You Suck" for Kurt Angle still to this day will not go away. When you hear that, "You suck," you just immediately, whether he's a babyface heel, it immediately goes to that.
That's
to the point where, because Chad Gable and American Made and all that resemble him, they do it for him.
That is true, because his chant is still going on. The Rock, not so much. Because The Rock been out.
You suck transferred to somebody that was resembling. You know how powerful that is?
That is very powerful. No, I agree with you on that. I like Kurt Angle a lot. I like The Rock too, but like Kurt Angle, definitely. I'm going with Kurt Angle too on this one. Let's see. Woo! Kane versus Cody Rhodes.
And that is strictly personal. That there is no fact, there's no logic. I love Big Red Machine Kane with the mask. What? You couldn't tell me that's the Kane where you get hit with a chair and he sit down for 14 seconds and then sit his ass up like you ain't even feel that chair. That's the Kane that couldn't talk because that Kane. Now that is a person. That's in my top 5 personally.
Okay, dope. Then we got John Cena versus Ric Flair. Whew.
I gotta go with Flair.
I'm gonna have to go with Flair on this one too. It's just he's too.
It's close though, but
yeah,
it's Flair for me.
Yeah, he's too legendary.
Kane, don't even worry about it. Kane.
Okay.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to beat Kane for me now. Yeah, Kane, you should have done that to me. Oh wait, I forgot about Oba. Fuck. Okay. Oba? Yeah, I gotta go with Oba.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Oba on this one too. And then we got Ric Flair versus Kurt Angle.
And we're just strictly talking inches, or we talk about everything.
We're gonna talk about aura, like mostly aura comes from like the
for the entrance, right?
Yeah, and it's basically the nostalgia how they are like with their promos backstage in ring. Charisma, basically.
Ric Flair.
I was about to say Ric Flair on this one too.
Yeah.
Batista versus Roman Reigns. That's kind of a tough one.
Oh, damn it. All right. I think the only thing that swayed me this way is because Roman's aura when he comes out and he does that slow ass walk and he keeps everybody captivated for the whole walk. I gotta go with Roman, even though my heart is telling me that Batista, but that Roman is just, I've seen it too many times where like even WrestleMania with that long ass ramp, he walked so slow down that ramp, and the whole time people are just locked in. So yeah, I gotta go Roman.
Nah, I feel it. Tough. I love when he do like represent for his kids.
I was about to say, I knew it. I knew it was about to get tough.
Whew. Damn it. Yeah, this one is hard. This one
I
is
don't want to
totally
play no
hard.
more.
You don't want to play no more?
I don't want to play no more.
I plead the fifth on this one. I plead the fifth on this one.
Yeah. I'm going.
I guess
I'm going. I'm going Roman just because of time and investment. Oprah still has some time to connect with the audience more and have that emotional tie to him. Roman has put in the effort and the time, and he has built so much that people are connected to him more.
That's true. That's definitely
So
true.
that's the only. Damn.
Kane versus Ric Flair. I still think I'm gonna go with Ric
All
Flair
right.
on this one.
I gotta go with Ric Flair. I was about to say sorry, Kane. As much as I don't want to, I gotta go with Ric Flair.
Woo! This was hard.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all lock in Radio Big Mack. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'll be blessed. Drive safe. Watch out for traffic. Damn.
I'm gonna be real. If Roman was on this podcast with us right now, he would definitely say pick Ric Flair. I don't know if you've seen when Roman did a video where he was signing autographs and they said, "Don't speak if you
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And they said,
But here's my thing.
The GOAT.
Like I said, as much as I know the answer is Ric Flair, that Roman slow walk and to just stand there for 10 minutes and just let people and then go into the ring and stand for another 5 minutes.
And just face off. Like, yeah, no. I love you, Rick. Hard down. I'm about to go to Roman on this one.
I gotta go Roman. I got you.
Oh my God. Let's see. So was we right?
What's it say?
The Undertaker is 84%. John Cena 61%. Oh wow.
Oh, Randy Orton all the way off.
Yeah, we were. Randy Orton was 57%.
See, but here's the thing. All right. I think people are holding on to the nostalgia and the legacy of what the Undertaker and Cena and Randy. Now, mind you, not saying Roman doesn't have that, but like sometimes you just want to pick them because they are the legends that they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if somebody talks basketball, if you don't say Jordan or LeBron, people are like, you don't know ball. And it's like my basketball GOAT is Patrick Ewing.
Right.
Was he better than Jordan? No.
Mm-mm.
But that's my GOAT. That's what I'm connected to. That's what, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that's what that's going because especially as somebody that took so much time off from it and then seeing Roman stands there for fucking 5 minutes before he even starts walking down the ramp and everybody's just standing there with a one and then let him walk. And then he stops at the end of the ramp. Then he walks and he's on the side of the rope. Then he comes in the ring and he stands there. Then he puts his finger up. Then they give him a mic and then they scream either Roman Reigns or OTC.
Yes.
And then he goes, New York, acknowledge me. And then they do it again.
Yeah.
20 minutes has gone by and we have done nothing.
Like when I say he doesn't have to do much, like he just needs to he could just stand there and just.
He's literally the Michael Jackson of wrestling. Michael Jackson would stand out there and people would scream for hours and pass out before they did anything. Before ABC 1, 2, 3, Billie Jean, nothing. He'd just stand there, dressed like Captain Crunch, and get all the energy. Roman is the same. Roman, it'll be 20 minutes left in that episode. And Roman will be The entrance will be 15 minutes, and it'll be a 5-minute promo.
That is true. No, he really, I will say this, he is on that Mount Rushmore for like The Rock, Stone Cold, and definitely like the Flairs and the Takers. I gotta say that when it comes to aura, for sure. I will say in this next upcoming generation, it is Obafemi, but Oba still got some ways to go. Like he still has to build with the crowd. But right now it is the OTC. Oh, definitely. But yeah. I know I had you on for so long. I just want to say, Meg, thank you so much for coming on One-on-One with Sylvia The Siren. This was so much fun. Seriously, I've been a fan of you since back in the day. But the fact that I get to like, you know, do this one-on-one and that you're also a wrestling fan, not only just a comedian, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. I had fun with you, man, for real.
Well, I appreciate you having me. I don't do interviews and because I don't like talking, especially about myself. So the idea of talking about wrestling and things, like that's, if anybody wants to get me locked into something, that's how you do it. They're like, hey, you want to talk wrestling? Absolutely. I got time for that.
I figured from coming from radio too as well. That's why like when I found out you was a fan, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I was like, please hope you will collaborate with me because like, you know, I just strictly want to talk about wrestling too. I no longer do the whole radio thing no more either because like this is more of my lane and you know, so I feel it. But I really appreciate you coming on with me. Seriously.
Anytime you want to come back and talk wrestling, let me know. I'm here.
Oh, this ain't the first collab. It's gonna be.
Let me know. We locked in now.
Sylvia sound the siren. Get it pumped like Big Papa. Break them off proper. Thugonomics, no doctor. Y'all don't put in work, but you talk enough, and the talk is tough. Who your favorite part? We'll chalk it up. Spit an apple in your face like Carlito, the cannon on. I get to twitching like Braun Breaker, the damage on. I can let the trigger go off and trade your boss, and then you dropping down the card, the price of a loss. You shut it down early, blessing. I'm more Monday Night Raw attrition. I go to 11. My thoughts are sinister. Go run to the minister. Okay. You ain't getting the push, better go get your gimmick up. I black out like the Ministry of Darkness. Cartridge hit your cartilage. You jonesing around until a steel chair hit your chest. You should be weird, cause I'm nice with the tables like Carolina X. It's lovely like Laveau. That if you ain't Beyond the Bell podcast, you gots to go, yeah. Beyond the Bell podcast, like, comment, subscribe, stop playing and hit that notification bell. Cheat.